A Psalm of Life by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. A psalm of life means the song of life. He advises sing the song of life and make your life full of fun, pleasure and joy. କବି ଏଠାରେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ଏହା ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରୋତ୍ସାହନମୂଳକ କବିତା. It is an inspirational poem which inspired the people to live a life of happiness, to live a life of pleasure, to live a life of fun. How that he advises for this, how to live a purposeful life, an interesting life, an worthy life. Tell me not in mournful numbers, life is but an empty dream. ସବୁବେଳେ କୁହ ନାହିଁ ଦୁଃଖର ଭାଷା, ସବୁବେଳେ କୁହ ନାହିଁ ଯେ ଜୀବନ ଗୋଟେ ଫାଙ୍କା ସ୍ୱପ୍ନ. Don't tell about always your sorrow of life to everyone, that life is full of emptiness. Life is empty, life is vacant, life is nothing, life is worthless. Not always said the words of mournings, words of sorrow. କବି ଏଠାରେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ସବୁବେଳେ ଦୁଃଖାନ୍ତ ଭାଷା କୁହ ନାହିଁ ଯେ ଜୀବନ ଗୋଟେ ଫାଙ୍କା ସ୍ୱପ୍ନ ଭଳି. ଫର୍ ଦ ସୋଲ୍ ଇଜ୍ ଡେଡ୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ସ୍ଲମ୍ବର୍ସ. ଯେଉଁମାନଙ୍କର ଆତ୍ମା ଶୋଇଯାଇଛି ସବୁବେଳେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ଜୀବନ ଗୋଟେ ଫାଙ୍କା ସ୍ୱପ୍ନ, ସେମାନଙ୍କ ଆତ୍ମା ମରିଯାଇଛି. And the people that who always says about their life is full of sorrows, that means their soul slumbers, their soul sleeps. That means their soul is dead. And things are not what they seem. ଜୀବନ ସେମିତି ନୁହେଁ. ଜୀବନ ଯେମିତି ଦେଖାଉଛି ଦୁଃଖପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ, ଜୀବନ ସେମିତି ନୁହେଁ. Life is not so that what it seems. Life is not that full of sorrow. The poet says life is real, life is interesting. କବି କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଜୀବନ ହେଉଛି ବାସ୍ତବ, ଜୀବନ ହେଉଛି ଉତ୍ସାହଜନକ, ଜୀବନ ହେଉଛି ମଜାଦାର, ଜୀବନ ଆନନ୍ଦପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ. The poet says life is real, life is empirical, life is practical, life is interesting, life is worthy, life is full of pleasure, fun and joy, and the grave is not its goal. ଜୀବନର ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟ ନୁହେଁ ଶ୍ମଶାନ ଭୂମି. ଜୀବନ ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟ ନୁହେଁ ଖାଲି ଜନ୍ମ ହେବା ମରିଯିବା. The goal of life is not only going to the grave, going to the cremation ground. Just thou art dust, thou returnest was not spoken of the soul. ଯେ ମାଟିର ଦେହ ମାଟିରେ ମିଶିଯିବ, ଇଏ କେବେ ଆତ୍ମାର ଭାଷା ନୁହେଁ, ଇଏ ଦେହର ଭାଷା. And here that the soul does not speak, that we die and our body that mingle with the earth. It is not spoken of the soul. It might be that also spoken of the whole body, but not the soul. Soul is eternal. Not enjoyment and not sorrow is our destined end or way. ଜୀବନର ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟ ନୁହେଁ, ଜୀବନର ଭାଗ୍ୟ ନିର୍ଦ୍ଧାରିତ ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟ ନୁହେଁ, କି ସମାପ୍ତି ନୁହେଁ, କି ରାସ୍ତା ନୁହେଁ ଯେ ଖାଲି ଦୁଃଖ ପାଇବା, ଖାଲି ସୁଖ ପାଇବା. But to act that each tomorrow finds us further than today. ଆମେ ସମସ୍ତେ କାମ କରିବା ଉଚିତ, ଆମର କର୍ତ୍ତବ୍ୟ କରିବା ଉଚିତ, ଏମିତି ଭାବରେ କାମ କରିବା ଯେ ଯେମିତି ଆଗାମୀ ଦିନ ଗୁଡ଼ିକ ଆଜିର ଦିନଠାରୁ ଆହୁରି ସରସ ସୁନ୍ଦର ହେବ. And here that it is advised that to act and act, that your act that will make the tomorrow better than today, beautiful than today, more beautiful than today. Art is long and time is fleeting. ସମୟ ବହୁତ ଅଳ୍ପ, ସମୟ ଉଡ଼ି ଯାଉଛି, ସମୟ ପଳେଇ ଯାଉଛି. କାମର ଫଳାଫଳ କିନ୍ତୁ ରହିବ. ଆମେ ଯେଉଁ କାମ କରିଯିବା ସେ ଫଳାଫଳ ରହିବ. ତେଣୁ ସମୟ ବହୁତ କମ୍, ଆମକୁ କାମ କରିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିବ ସେ ସମୟ ଭିତରେ। We must have to act that within the short period of time, because time is flying away. Our heart, though stout and brave, still like muffled drums are beating funeral marches to the grave. ଯଦିଓ ଆମର ହୃଦୟ ବହୁତ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରଙ୍ଗ, ବହୁତ ବଳବାନ, ବହୁତ ସାହସୀ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଦୁଃଖର କଥା ଆମେ ସବୁଦିନ ମୃତ୍ୟୁର ଗାଥା ଗାଇ ଗାଇ ନିଜର ଶବକୁ ନିଜ କାନ୍ଧରେ କାନ୍ଧେଇ ଆମେ କ'ଣ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ନା ଦୁଃଖର ବାଜା ବଜେଇ ବଜେଇ ଆମେ ସବୁଦିନ ସବୁ ମୁହୂର୍ତ୍ତରେ ଆମେ ଶ୍ମଶାନ ଭୋଗି ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି। And here that do our that heart is strong, stout and encouraging, but always we're singing the song of sorrows. Always was that shouldering our also dead bodies, beating that mournful drums, muffled drums, going to the cremation grounds, going to the grave. In the world's broad field of battle, in the buyback of life, ये जीवन गोटे युद्ध क्षेत्र, आम गोटे छोट छोट सैनिक बायभैक ऑफ लाइफ, आम छोट कैंप पकईकि आम युद्ध क्षेत्र में युद्ध करने रही जीवन युद्ध। Be not like dumb driven cattle, be a hero in the strife. तेणु युद्ध क्षेत्र में जो अच्छा आम गाई गोरु भली भीरु हवा ना, वीर भली युद्ध क्षेत्र लड़ाई करवा। So we are also that we are staying that making a small camp like a soldier, and we must have to fight the battle of our life. So the poet inspires us not to be dumb driven cattle, not to behave like the domestic animals. We must have to behave like a hero in the battlefield. Trust no future, however pleasant. Let the dead past bury its head. Future को विश्वास करना है. Don't believe on future, because future is not in your hand. It is uncertain. It is not seen. So don't believe on future. Don't trust on future. However pleasant it might be. जिते आनंदमय हो ना कहीं फ्यूचर, जिते स्वप्न रे भरी देना कहीं भविष्य, तापर विश्वास करना है. Let the dead past bury its head. अतीत को मध्य चिंता करना है. अतीत को मध्य अतीतर गौहर रे पोती पका. Not to believe in future, not to think about the past, but act in the living present. आमे तो वर्तमान रे बंचंती, वर्तमान रे आम काम करो, कहीं वर्तमान हाथ रे अछि. Now the present is in our hand. We are living in the present. We must have to act in the present, because you know that present will determine the future. कारण हम भल भाव जानते जे वर्तमान भविष्य को तैयारी करे. हार्ट विदिन एंड गॉड ओवर हेड. तेना ईश्वर ऊपर भरोसा रखी आमे आमर काम कर उचित. सो बिलीव इन द गॉड एंड दैट also do your work, understand, and it will give that better result. जदि आम ए आम करती निज काम पर हाथ रखा, निज काम कर चलवा, हृदय ईश्वर को विश्वास रखा, ताल निश्चित भाव आम काम आम सक्सेसफुल हो पार. Lives of a great man all reminds us we can make our life sublime. जो महामनीषी मैंने आगुरी चली जाइछंती सेमानक जीवन ही आमको मन पकाई दउछि जे आमे मध्य आम जीवन को सरसुंदर करि परिबा, गोटे उद्देश्यमूलक जीवन बंची परिबा. And here the lives of all great men, the life story of that all the great men that who passed away. And what their life says, सेमान जीवन कौन कहूँ, that if you live a purposeful life like them, then we can make our life beautiful, full of happiness and worthier. And departing leave behind us footprints on the sand of time. सेमान भली आमे तो एठू ପୃଥିବୀରୁ ବିଦାୟ ନେବା, ସଂସାରରୁ ବିଦାୟ ନେବା, ସେତେବେଳେ ଆମର ପାଦ ଚିହ୍ନ ସମୟର ବାଲୁକା ଭୂମି ଉପରେ ଛାଡ଼ି ଦେଇଯିବା। And when we leave this world and pass away, then we can leave that our footprints on the sands of time, which will be followed. जो footprints की footprints that perhaps another sailing over life's solemn man, जो पदांक आम छाड़ दे जावा, से पदांक संभवतः अन्य जी जो जेनेरेशन आसबे, जो दायाद मैंने आसबे, से कौन करेंगे ना आमर पदांक एवं से दुखर थे दुखर पड़े, से पदांक अनुसरण करेंगे। सेलिंग ओवर लाइफ सोलेम मैन, जो जीवन में कौन दुख आसवा, दुख सागर चली निजर जीवन नौका को बाही बाही विपद जी पड़ जाती, दुखरे जी पड़ जाती, से आमर पदांक अनुसरण करेंगे। If they fell in that also, if they fell in that also any also that sorrows in life in the future, while sailing in the oceans of life, then they can follow our footprints. ସେମାନେ ଆମର ପଦାଙ୍କ ଅନୁସରଣ କରିବେ and again recover their life and restart their life. ସେମାନେ ଆଉ ଥରେ ନିଜର ଜୀବନକୁ ମଧ୍ୟ କ'ଣ କରିବେ ନା ପଦାଙ୍କ ଅନୁସରଣ କରି ସେମାନେ ନିଜର ଜୀବନକୁ ଆଉ ଥରେ ପୁନର୍ଜୀବିତ କରିପାରିବେ। A fallen and shipwrecked brother seeing shall take heart again. ସେମାନେ ଏକାନ୍ତ ଥିବେ, ଏକାନ୍ତ ବିପଦରେ ପଡ଼ିବେ, ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମର ପଦାଙ୍କ ଅନୁସରଣ କରିବେ ଏବଂ ସେମାନେ ହାର୍ଟ ଏଗେନ୍ ଜୀବନକୁ ଆଉ ଥରେ ପୁନର୍ଜୀବିତ କରିପାରିବେ। Let us then be up and doing within a heart for an effort. ତାହେଲେ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଉଠ, କାର୍ଯ୍ୟ କର, ଫଳାଫଳ ଯାହା ହେଉ ନା କାହିଁକି, ଫଳାଫଳ ଭଲ ହଉ ବା ମନ୍ଦ ହଉ। And here the poet says, inspires the people that off again, off and act against any fate. ଯେକୌଣସି ଫଳାଫଳ ହଉ, ଯାହା ଫଳାଫଳ ହଉ ନା କାହିଁକି, we must have to do our act in the present, still achieving, still pursuing. ଆମେ ତାହେଲେ କ'ଣ ହେବ, ଆମେ ଠିକ୍ ସମୟ ଠିକ୍ ଭାବରେ କାର୍ଯ୍ୟ କରି ଚାଲିବା, ଆମେ କୃତକାର୍ଯ୍ୟତା ପାଉଥିବା, ସକ୍ସେସ୍ ପାଉଥିବା, ପୁଣି ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କାର୍ଯ୍ୟକୁ ମଧ୍ୟ ଅନୁଧାବନ କରୁଥିବା, ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କାର୍ଯ୍ୟକୁ ମଧ୍ୟ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରୁଥିବା, ତା ଦେହରେ ମଧ୍ୟ ସକ୍ସେସ୍ ପାଉଥିବା। ଏଭଳିଆରେ ସକ୍ସେସ୍ ଆମ ଜୀବନରେ ଲଗାତାର ଆସିବ। And if you act in the right time, understand that also we can make success of every work and again following another work and make it a success. And life becomes full of success. And when success will come, life also filled with happiness, fun and pleasure. Learn to labor and to wait. ତେଣୁ ଆମେ କାମ କରିବା, କାମ କେମିତି କରାଯାଏ ଶିଖିବା, ଯୋଜନାବଦ୍ଧ ଭାବରେ କାମ କରିବା, ଯେଉଁ କାମ କ'ଣ କରିବା, ଯେଉଁ କାମ ଆମକୁ ସକ୍ସେସ୍ ଆଣିଦେବ ଏବଂ କାମ କଲା ପରେ ଟିକେ ଅପେକ୍ଷା କର, ରେଜଲ୍ଟ ମଷ୍ଟ କମ୍। ଆମେ ଠିକ୍ ସେ ତା ଅର୍ଥ ଠିକ୍ ଯଦି କାମ କରିବା ଠିକ୍ ସମୟରେ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନରେ, ତାହେଲେ ଭଲ କାମରେ ଭଲ ଫଳ, ଖରାପ କାମରେ ଖରାପ ଫଳ। And if our work is good, and result will be good. And if your work is bad, result will be bad. So act in the present without thinking about the result of your work. Our duty is to work and get the pleasure of life, get the joy of life, get the fun of life, which is the advice of the poet. We must live that a purposeful life. We must live that also a very valuable life. Life is very beautiful. We must have to live in the present, must act in the present. And your purposeful life will bring the good results, which is very pleasurable, which will be filled with bliss, and which will be filled with also pleasure and joy and fun. Thank you. In the next class.